Hello, my name is Fernando Tedede, and in this video I'm going to show you all of my favorite guard passes when your opponent is in the butterfly guard or the sitting up guard. Okay, so here my opponent is in the sitting up guard, and we're going to take advantage of the fact that he's sitting up in this position. I'm going to hold his pants so he can't stand up for maybe a single leg or anything like that. Instead of holding here on his back, I'm going to grab my forefingers in his lapel. I'm not going to grab like this. Instead, I'm going to reach inside and grab four fingers inside his lapel. I can't grab too deep. I have to hold loosely. So not right here in front of his neck, but a little bit lower. I'm going to pull his lapel down and lift my elbow up and over. So I pull him down, lift my elbow up and over, wrapping around his neck. And then I'm going to enter here. My head is going to go on the inside. At the same time I put my head inside, I'm going to push his leg in, and I'm going to turn and fall. My leg comes out, and I fall to the side, just like this. As I fall, I pull my elbow down to increase the pressure on his neck. By closing my elbow, I create the pressure. Now here with my left hand, I don't let go here. I keep holding here so he can't turn away. Here he's unable to turn towards me. So once again, he's holding my leg here. I'm going to release the grip on the back of his neck and reach in front and grab the lapel. I open my elbow, wrap around his neck, put my head inside as I take my foot out and roll to my back. From here, I bring my elbow down to create the pressure on his neck. My hand stays on his leg so he can't escape. So here we are once again. My opponent is sitting up, grabbing my lapel, reaching in between my legs, holding me in this sitting guard position. Normally he wants to stand up and take my leg off the ground for a single leg. So the first thing I need to do is to hold his leg so he can't stand up. So that's what he wants to do. So I have to stop him from doing that. So watch my left hand. I'm going to grip his pants just like this. Now he won't be able to get up. So I'm going to stay here with my right leg inside, and I hold strong here. I'm holding on his back, have a good base. Now I'm going to take my leg out from inside his legs and put it to the side. So watch my right leg. I'm going to step up and around. Just like that. Step up and around his legs, and now I'm going to fall to the side. I'm pulling his right leg to my chest, and my right leg, right here, is going to come up, come to his shoulder as I pass the guard. I'm going to remove my hand on his pants and grab around his hips. Okay, one more time. So my opponent is in the sitting guard. I'm gripping his pants so he can't stand up. Holding the back of his ski here. I'm going to circle my trapped foot around to the outside as I fall to my side. I'm controlling his knee here so he can't move too much. I let go of his knee and grab around his leg, and I bring my knee to the other side to secure the guard pass. Okay, here's another way that I like to pass the sitting up guard. My opponent is grabbing my lapel in between my legs, but this time he's on his side. I have to base out my left foot so I don't fall. And I'm going to put my other hand on his shoulder. The hand here that's free, my left hand, I'm going to hold his pants. Here I'm holding his pants right at the knee. Now this knee here that's trapped, I'm going to drive my weight all the way to the other side. I'm going to kneel down here and underhook. Now I can stop here for a moment. I'm going to lift this leg up, my left leg, and I'm going to put my head down on the other side. I put my forehead on the ground. I lift my legs, placing my knee on the other side of his body, right in the middle. My knee's on the ground and my foot is here, right behind his thigh. Now with my right hand, I'm holding his arm, and I'm going to free my leg that's kind of trapped here inside. I'm holding his legs here with my hook, and then I switch my hips as I slide through, switching my hips, sliding through, turning to face him. Now it's important to note, whenever I pass here, I turn my hips, then I move them back and get the crossface. So I'm here, I'm going to move backwards, pushing off on my feet before I secure the crossface. So once again, from the beginning, here I'm holding behind his head, and my right leg is trapped. I drive his weight to the other side, driving my knee to the mat. Now my right hand is going to be used for base as I put my forehead on the mat. I drive my hips up in the air, and my left knee is going to cut across and go to the mat. So I lift my hips up, drop my knee to the mat, and now my left hook is stopping him from moving. Here I lift up on his elbow, again keeping this hook here on top of his thigh, and I take out my leg that's trapped in between his legs. From here he can't recover guard because my knee is on the ground and my other hook is on top of his leg. I keep this leg up and I pull his arm up. Now I'm going to slide through. I'm sliding through as I switch my hips. When I come back with my hips, I don't come forward like this. From there he's going to be able to recover guard. Here when I turn towards him, I move my hips backwards. An important detail, moving backwards, finishing face to face, chest to chest. Okay, here we are in the same position, fighting against my opponent who has he's using a sitting up guard. So I'm here, open guard position, he sits up and wraps my leg. This is a pretty common position. When you're trying to pass the open guard, your opponent will sit up and just grab your leg like this. I'm going to wait just for the right moment when he sits up to grab my leg. That's when I'm going to put my hand on the ground and hold his back. I'm going to lead with my rear leg as I jump right to his back. From here I'm going to pull his back down towards the mat and pass his guard. So once again, here I am in front of him. When he comes to sit up, I put one hand on the ground and I hold his back and I jump. Once I'm behind him, I grab with both hands and I push him down to the mat. I walk back and I kneel and put my weight on top of him, passing his guard with both hands on his belt. Okay, now let's work on a butterfly guard pass. Here my opponent has both of his hooks in front of me, and he's trying to sweep. We always want to work in a relaxed manner. We don't want to be too uptight. It's very hard for him to sweep me when I'm relaxed here. When I'm really tight, he's going to be able to sweep me a lot easier. When I'm loose, it's a lot harder to sweep me because I have better balance. So, when he's trying to sweep me, it's important to have my hands on the ground. That time I, of course, didn't have my hands on the ground, but now I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to be able to respond easier to his movements. So I always have good base here on top, and I'm always on my toes. I'm always going to have my toes on the ground so I can't be swept from one side or the other. I always have a good base. I'm always on top of him. I'm in the middle of this when he's trying to sweep me. Always on my toes here. Once again, basing out one side or the other. So now I'm going to work with his lapel. One hand is going to be on his lapel, and the other one's going to be on the ground. I'm going to lift my leg that's on the same side as the hand that's controlling his lapel, and I'm going to close my elbow tight. What I want to do is move his legs to the inside so both of his knees are together. I'm going to drive forward with my chest as I move my weight to the side. I'm putting all my weight down heavy from my chest. Driving off with my right leg in this case. I can control here on his sleeve. Now the hand that's on his lapel is going to let go. I have to lift my leg for base. I'm going to move my leg forward so he can't get his legs out. That's what I don't want. So I have to keep driving forward. Now let's work on his elbow. So here I'm driving forward, lifting up his elbow with my right hand. At the same time I lift his elbow, I use my head to make him look the other way. I'm driving my head against his jaw. So I'm making him face the other way. I'm walking forward with my right leg, and I move my leg under his armpits. Here I'm dropping my knee under his armpit. Now I can bring up my left knee under the other armpit, and now I secure a nice mount position. I put my hands on the ground, get a cross face, and secure the guard pass and the mount. 7 points. So once again, here I am in the butterfly guard. I'm going to hold his lapel. My right hand is going to be on his shoulder. I'm going to lift my leg. I'm going to close my elbow off. From here I just need to posture up and drive his knees together, driving both of his knees to the same side. Now I'm going to lift the opposite leg, and now my hand comes here under his arm, holding on to his elbow, right about the triceps. My left hand is going to let go of his lapel. I'm going to get the underhook. I'm going to drive forward, keeping my head heavy, keeping my hips to the side, and my leg is up, driving forward. It's important here that I pull him towards me and I lower my body. I put all my weight on his head, making him look the other way, lifting him up and opening his elbow. As I drive him to the other side, making him look the other way, I'm going to drop my right knee into his armpit. Now my left knee is going to drive forward, securing the mount position. Get a cross face, and secure the mount. Okay, now let's do another butterfly guard pass. Here we are in the same position. I'm holding his lapel, I'm going to lift his leg, and I'm going to hug his back. But this time he's going to defend. He's pushing me so I can't get here to the side. He's pushing with both of his hands on my leg so I can't get there. And I can't kneel down. So here I'm going to use my forearm here. Here he's pushing my knee so I can't progress forward. I'm going to use my forearm here and the crook of my elbow. This is an interesting detail of how to break his grip on your knee here. So here I break his grip. Now I can regrip here and drive my weight forward with my head on the ground. From here I'm going to lift my legs and jump to the other side. I'm holding his arm here so he can't turn to face me, and he can't turn on all fours. Here he's stuck. Now I take my left hand out, get a cross face, and pull him towards me, finishing up in side control. So once again, here we are, one hand in his lapel. I lift the same leg. I move both of his knees together, entering my knee down, but now he's holding my leg, keeping me from getting my knee to the mat. Now I slide my hand through and break his grip just like this. Doesn't matter how hard he holds, pretty easy grip to break. And once I break his grip, I need to re-grip here so he's not able to grip my knee again. With my toes on the ground, I'm going to put my head forward and hop to the other side. Driving forward, basing out on my forehead. I am on the balls of my feet, and I hop to the other side. Here it's important to keep pulling up on his far arm. This keeps your opponent stuck in this position. He won't be able to turn towards me, and he won't be able to turn away from me. If I let go, then he'll be able to turn away. So again, it's important to close your elbow off tight and keep him in this position. Now I get a crossface and secure the guard pass. Okay, here's another butterfly guard pass that I like. So here I am in butterfly guard. My opponent sits up, and he's trying to hold me here. The moment he sits, I'm going to hug his back and fall to the side. So you can see I'm getting a pants grip here. He sits up, and I reach over his back, gripping in the middle of his gi. From here, I'm just going to fall to the side. So once again, get a pants grip. He sits up, I grab in the middle of his back and fall to the side. I keep my knee here so he can't come on top of me. I'm going to let go of this hand and I'm going to hold his lower leg and force it down so I can free my leg. Push his leg down, freeing my bottom leg so I can turn to face him and get my 3 points. Okay, once again, I'm starting here in butterfly guard. My opponent sits up. I get a grip on the bottom of his pants and on the back of his gi. I fall to the side, grip his lower knee and push it away, and secure the guard pass. Here's another butterfly guard pass that I like. I'm really happy with this pass because this is one that I did in the finals of the Brazilian Championships. I was really happy to have won that tournament because I trained this position a lot at my friend Alan here, Alan Santiago's house. The day before the competition, we trained this a lot because my opponent worked the butterfly guard really well. So this is how my opponent did it. He would get in this position here, he would go to the side and bring his opponent here. He would do that to everyone. So I had to figure out how to kill that game. So I started to think, when he started to lift my leg, I have to defend. So once again, he falls to the side, and here, when he started to lift my leg, I have to defend that. When he goes to hug my leg and tries to lift me, when he tries to lift here, I put my hook here, right in between his legs. And this was the key detail. This made it impossible for him to lift me up. Here it's impossible for him to stand. From this position, I backstep from one side to the other. Once again, you can see he tries to stand up. There's no way. So here, I'm going to work the backstep. My left leg is free. I'm going to put my head to the other side and switch my grips. Holding his back, holding his knee, I lift the other way and I pull him to the other side. Shoulder on the ground, and now I'm able to free my leg, passing the guard. So once again, here we are in butterfly guard. He sits up, and he gets this underhook here, which causes a lot of people a lot of problems. Just by circling my foot like this, I make it impossible for him to stand up. Here I feel pretty secure. So now I'm going to hold his knee, reach behind his back, and make a big back step. My hand switches to his bottom leg. I push his knee away and pass the guard. Okay, so let's do another butterfly guard pass. So here we are, my opponent sits up, and he's trying to grab my arm. This is a natural reaction, going for the basic butterfly sweep to get an underhook and to control my arm. Now here, the hand that he's holding is going to go to the ground, and I'm going to sit with my toes on the ground and be able to put my weight on top of him, just like that. Then I'm going to push him slightly to the side so I have space to jump here to the side. So as he sits back to go for the sweep, I just push his knees to the side and make a quick hop to the side to get the guard pass. From here, I lift his elbow up, turn to face him, and get a quick 3 points. Do that one more time. I'm sitting here, he sits up for the basic butterfly guard sweep. As he falls to the side, I move his knees to the side and hop over, lift his elbow, turn to face him, and get my 3 points. Okay, here we are in butterfly guard, and a lot of times when you're here, the opponent reaches over your shoulder, like this. He sits up and tries to grab my belt. This is a common way for people to try to sweep. And he'll also hold my elbow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach around his waist, and when he tries to lift me to the side, I'm going to put my leg on the ground, just like this. I don't stop just with my leg because then he'll sweep me. I lift my legs, and I switch my hips, moving my hips to the side. Cutting across like this, now my left leg is in the middle. When I do that, he closes half guard. So he closes his legs over mine, and now my leg is trapped. Now I'm holding his arm. I'm holding his right arm, and I'm going to take my leg here and trap his leg and use my own leg to pull his foot off. This footwork is a little tricky, so please pay attention. My right leg, I'm going to put my foot over his calf, reach up and over, and just pry his leg off, opening up his figure 4. I've extended his legs apart, now I have plenty of room to hop over. But if I just hop over like this, he'll get me in half guard again. So once you have broken his figure 4, you need to keep it open like this. And now my other foot, which in this case is my left foot, is going to come over, and I'm going to pass to the other side. I get a crossface, and I get rewarded with 3 points. So once again, we're sitting here, he sits up, reaches over, and grabs my belt. It's important that I always have this leg active. My right leg is basing out. My forehead is on the ground, and now I'm going to drive my hips to the side. From here, he'll almost always close half guard. So now I'm stuck in half guard, but I'm also controlling his arm. Here I put my forearm on the ground for base, and put my right foot behind his heel, prying his figure 4 open. Here I maintain that hook, not letting him recover his half guard. Now I'm going to walk to the other side. My left hand is going to come out and get a crossface and secure the guard pass. Okay, here I am in butterfly guard again. My opponent has an overhook. I'm kind of trapped here, but I can still reach over and grab his triceps. I'm going to grab his triceps on the outside, and I'm going to put my forearm on the ground. I'm going to follow with my forehead. Now my hand is on his back, and I post with my foot on the ground. Then I'm going to jump, switching my hips and landing on the other side. I take my hand off of his back and get a crossface. Okay, once again, he sits up to hold me, so I'm going to hold him back. I'm grabbing his triceps, I drive my weight to the side, putting my forearm and my head on the mat. I'm going to base on my head as I lift my hips up and hop to the other side. From here, I'm closing my right elbow tight, stopping him from turning away from me. Now my left arm comes out, secure a crossface, and a nice, tight side control. Okay, here's the last butterfly guard pass for today. Here my opponent is sitting up, and he has an underhook, and he's trying to sweep me with his butterfly guard. With my free hand, I'm going to overhook his arm, and I'm going to hold his pant leg just like this, reaching across, under his arm, grabbing his pants. My other hand here is on top, holding his arm at the triceps. From here, I'm going to walk to the side to put him on his side. My right hand is still on his arm, pulling up. Now I'm going to start creating space, and I'm going to sprawl my legs so I can get free of his hooks. My legs are free now, and Alon's right hand is actually trapped at the moment. I'm strongly gripping his pants, so here I'm going to pass to his side. When I get to the side, I can't turn to face him. If I turn to face him like this, he will be able to turn to turtle position. So from here, when I want to pass, instead of turning forward to face him, I'm going to go back with my hips to the side, driving back, 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 and now I turn to face him. I can let go of my grips on his pants, and now I can grab his hips to secure side control. So once again, I'm going to circle through and grab his pants here. I'm going to drive to the side, sprawling backwards to free my leg from his hooks. Now once I pass his guard, again, it's important not just to turn to face him here, but to back up, keep backing up, driving him flat on the mat, and only then can I turn to face him, get the cross face, release the grip on his pants, and grab around his hips.